Dorothy. Let's hear it out there. Music there from Ronnie Frugier off his CD Love, Love, Love. He's going to be on Songwriter Stage in 3 weeks' time right here at Fireside. So come on out and check out Songwriter Stage on alternating Thursdays here at Fireside. Tonight, though, is the Third Eye Cabaret. And tonight, we're going to have some poetry. Charleston Rogue's going to play tonight. Gypsy Rhythm in the house. Yes, yes. But we're going to start out with some poetry, so we ask that you lend a kind listening ear. Our first guest tonight is a student at Marshall University, and she's traveled the world to help people, a lot of impoverished communities around the world, and she's part of a writer's board in Huntington, and it's just great to have her. It's so cool to have her here. Please make welcome to the stage our first poet, Grace Pritt.
Hey, how's it going? Hey. You ready for me to poet it up in here?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna share 2 poems by authors that I admire and then 2 original poems. I haven't actually shared in front of an audience before, so be excited. Alright, this first one I'm gonna do, I recited in the 2013 Poetry Out Loud Championships, and it's one of my favorites. It's a fun poem, so feel free to laugh or snap or whatever you want to do.
Alright.
Love Song by Dorothy Parker. My own dear love, he is strong and bold, and he cares not what comes after. His words ring sweet as a chime of gold, and his eyes are lit with laughter. He is jubilant as a flag unfurled. Oh, a girl, she'd not forget him. My own dear love, he is all my world, and I wish I'd never met him. My love, he's mad, and my love, he's fleet, and a wild young wood thing bore him. The ways are fair to his roaming feet, and the skies are sunlit for him. As sharply sweet to my heart he seems as the fragrance of acacia. My own dear love, he is all my dreams, and I wish he were in Asia. My love runs by like a day in June, and he makes no friends of sorrows. He'll tread his galloping rigadoon in the pathway of the Mars. He'll live his days where the sunbeams start, nor could storm or wind uproot him. My own dear love, he is all my heart, and I wish somebody'd shoot him. Thanks. Dorothy Parker, she's funny. You should look her up if you haven't heard of her. Now I'm gonna sing. I don't know what I'm talking about, apparently. Now I'm gonna share a poem by one of my favorite poets, a West Virginia poet, an Appalachian poet. She's really great. Black Diamonds for Mrs. Sweet Jenny Lynch by Crystal Good. What you know about black diamonds, black diamonds, black diamonds, hey, hey, hey. What you know about soul? What you know about coal? What you know about the pressure of the earth turning soil to coal, turning coal to diamonds? They say one day millions and millions of years of pressure formed diamonds in colors pink, yellow, green. Today this pressure forms black diamonds. From blood, from sweat, from tears, from slaves buried in unmarked graves. Black diamonds form on days like April 5th, 2010, the day that started just like all the other days, the hundreds of days, like for hundreds of years, that the earth fell in on miners, trapping them with nothing but their prayers. This time on April 5th, 2010, 29 men died in what they call a mine disaster. Others, industrial homicide. Homicide, dead. 29 miners. What you know about black diamonds, black diamonds? You see, when sweet Mrs. Jenny Lynch hears the news that her husband will not be coming home, she knows there will be no more I love yous, no more sweet kisses at 4 a.m., no more coffee on the stove by your pail, honey. Her high school sweetheart, her husband of 34 years, her Rosie, will not be coming home. When sweet Jenny sheds a tear, when every coal miner's wife sheds a tear, there comes the pressure compacted, and every time Miss Lynch, Mrs. Sweet Jenny Lynch cries, and her tears hit the earth. Here in the mountains of West Virginia forms a priceless black diamond no coal company can ever sell. These jewels of Appalachia, these women who love their men deep into the earth. This special breed, this diamond form of diamonds compacted of tears, of love, of human slavery, of the company's soar, of we're sorry for your loss, of black lung. This, our history is scattered. You have to find it in poems called Black Diamonds, in pages where black ink fades until somebody digs, and some brave heart will always hear the call from deep inside the earth and dig so that millions and millions of years from now they will hold up and marvel at our diamonds, wonder at their timeless love, formed by the pressure and pressure and pressure and the salt of her tears. Alright. This next one is an original prose poem I wrote about some issues that happened a couple years ago when World Vision, a Christian charity organization, made a slight adjustment in their policy that made clear they wouldn't discriminate against LGBT people in their hiring process and workplace environment. So here it is. I didn't get excommunicated. I got excommunicated via Facebook message. Yeah. But I hope somehow I wouldn't lose this family, this home, this place I thought was safe. I knew I took a risk when I shared about World Vision's gay apocalypse, but how could I not? Thousands of children's lives were being put at risk, while World Vision and the LGBT community were being blamed by some Christians for the acts of these Christians themselves. Silence was no fitting response to this. So I tried to share, but not share too much. Share the words of others, and reasons for the change, and blog posts coming from all these different angles. But all these with one important constant: the understanding that this firestorm was hurtful, not helpful. I should have known, but was somehow unprepared for the message supposedly powerful enough to negate everything I was sharing and leave nothing left to discuss. In a bunch of words, I was pretty much responded to with, "But the gays," as if it would all make sense now. As if dishonoring commitments and letting kids go hungry and verbal vileness was A-okay because it was happening so the gays don't win. As if beating people is more important than loving them. Then there was some escalation, and it was like my sensible mind took a holiday at just that moment. I said things I had long only dared to make known to my mom. Words came out from the depths of me, and the freedom was so good, but then came some pain. See, in addition to sharing the views of others, I ended up sharing my own thoughts. Yeah, I went into that danger zone on Facebook and Instagram, no less. Probably not the best places to start, but it's what happened. Now comes the excommunication via Facebook message. This is when I found out what I believed didn't just make me wrong in the eyes of some of my brothers and sisters, but the beliefs I shared made me unsupportable and a danger to the souls of others. Funny how God didn't mention this when leading the church body to support me before they knew. Funny how they didn't even ask me about my view. But I was still welcome to come to the church, not be an actual member or a full participant, but I was told I could go anytime. It felt like they cut me out of the family photos, but expected me to feel welcome when I walked through the door. I thought a face-to-face would help, called the meeting myself. I prayed and cried and read and prepared all week. My mom joined me because I was only 17 going on 18, and I know she didn't want me to go through it alone. I still don't know if a conversation would have helped because a conversation is not what happened. I was already voted out. It was a unanimous decision. I felt like the stupidest little almost adult ever, thinking it could have gone any other way. I feel so much as the preacher man preaches, but when he finally finishes, I say so little. I didn't want to say stuff I might regret. Didn't want any more pain. Didn't think any words I could say would mean anything to these church elders, at least not anymore. I try not to cry, but the tears spill out of me, unlike the words still inside. Then I hear my mother's voice. The sound breaks the silence the way light breaks through darkness. But the decision had been made. I was out, no getting back in, not without lying and hiding and biting my tongue time after time, and crying all alone because it's not safe to make myself known, not there anyway. My truth too unholy for these clean people. I've been drained from the top of my head to the soles of my feet. My spirit is heavy and I am weak. I walk out the door heartbroken but relieved to be moving forward. Later, preacher man sends me an email with all his notes on homosexuality, and it's just horrifying. But for a moment, just a moment, I consider taking back all I shared and apologizing, saying, "You were right, I was wrong, let's be right together now." It's not about money for missions, at least not primarily. I long to belong. If I say just a few words I don't mean, friendships would be restored. But I don't. No part of me wants to play pretend every moment to not really belong anyway. And no part of me could rest in a sense of safety so fragile it could disappear with one statement. I know how years can seem to be forgotten over a few words. I don't want that. I don't want all this fear. I want a beautiful, colorful table with beautiful, colorful people all around it. A table where there is real freedom. A table where the hungry are fed, the weary find rest, the unwelcome are honored guests, and love has not one single boundary or line. Love should break down our walls, not build them up. Ow! Alright, do you want me to do another poem?
Yeah.
Alright, this one's really short. It's just a silly little poem I wrote back in the spring. I just ate all the pineapple chunks that were in this can. I'm in my mother's van. I find it kind of strange I ate pineapple chunks from a can in my mother's van. Part of me is missing walking down the road to get a little pineapple snack in the Philippines or having fresh pineapple for breakfast in Nicaragua, but part of me is really satisfied. I think this is because I grew up eating pineapple chunks out of a can, just not in my mother's van. Maybe it reminds me of my childhood, or maybe I was just hungry. Ow! Thank you.
Grace Pritt, everyone. Let's hear it for Grace. In her bio, she says, "I enjoy helping people and sharing stories." That's what's up right there. Helping people and sharing stories. That's what we all need to be doing, I think, right?
Yeah.
So once again, thank you, Grace, for coming. From a Marshall alum, go Herd.
Yeah.
Go Herd. Anybody else go to school at Marshall University?
Woo!
We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kick-ass mofos in the building. Okay, we're a little biased. We got we all set up for Walden.